In this program, we're going to go ahead and use dialog boxes and input boxes to gather data from the user. But I wanted to caution you to one thing. Let's take a look at this code and then we'll get to that one thing. Here we are, we're importing the JOptionPane class from the swing package. And we have our variables here, name and input string and hours, pay rate, and gross pay. Here we have the show input dialog where we ask for our name and it's going to be placed in a name. And this is where it gets good. We ask for how many hours did you work. You can see the show input dialog of the JOptionPane class, but keep in mind anything returned from the input dialog box is a string. So when the guy responds to this question here, how many hours did you work? When he responds with a 40, 40 goes into here, but it's a string. And as soon as I get that string, I have to convert it to an integer and then dump it into hours. So I have to go through that step first because anything I get from the input dialog box is going to be considered a string. Now what did I do here? I used the parseInt method that belonged to the integer wrapper class, and I use input string as my argument, and I converted the 40 to an int and dumped it into hours. And then when I ask what's the hourly pay rate here, and I respond that it's $10 per hour, or 10, that 10 is a string. And then what I have to do is convert it to a double, to 10.0. Now if I would have said $10.75 or 10.75 in response to this question, it also would be considered a string, and I would have to convert the 1075 to a double. How? I use the parse double method of the double class, and double is a wrapper class, and I'm going to convert it to the variable pay rate, which is of type double. So just keep in mind when you're dealing with these input boxes, anything returned is in fact a string, and you're going to have to do some conversion, and we use the wrapper classes to do that.